There are three moments that everyone has been sold to that if you achieve these three, or perhaps two of it, it will fix something in you. And it's built in that expectation that even if you are feeling empty, in as much as you can achieve two or all three I'm about to state, it is going to fix that emptiness in you, or it is going to that happiness that you eventually achieved this milestone. The first one is graduation, the second one is a job offer, and the third one is traveling. If you are watching this video, you must have at least encountered any of these three, or you must have encountered all three at once. When you achieved these three, did it perhaps fix something in you? Did you get that excitement that you expected to get when you were still struggling to achieve that milestone? When you eventually achieved it, did this at all fix anything in you? Now, let's start with graduation because it is one of the very first thing we were sold to, right? Since when we were very young. Now, we were told, okay, face your WAEC, face your um JAMB, make sure you pass your O level at once, finish your secondary school, face your studies, don't listen to anything else, finish universities and all that. Which I'm not saying is not good, but we have where we are going, right? Okay, so we finished O level. Some people had to do two or three exams just to make their results. Oh, unfortunately for some, they were able to finish their exams at once. They haste it all at once. You finish your O level, next thing you did jam. Eventually, you got admitted, rather. So at the same time, some people, not everybody were opportune to go to the university. Some eventually went to polytechnic. Some eventually went to college of education. All in all, for instance, I first went to polytechnic or federal polytechnic offer at Kwara State before I eventually crossed to university, Obafemi Awolowo University. So I studied one of the most challenging subjects that whenever I leave home from 7 o'clock a.m., most of the time I go back home at around 6 p.m. in the evening. It was very challenging. We'll have series of classes in a day and all that. Sometimes the fear of failing a course, the fear of having carryover and all that. Now, eventually, graduation day eventually comes. You were celebrated, congratulatory messages were flooding in left and right. It was a joyous day. Now, nobody told us about the silence that comes after graduation. Nobody comes about the reality that sets in immediately you graduate, thinking about, oh, okay, what next? Where is the job? What next am I going to do? Am I eventually going to sell something like every other person? Different question popping up your head, thinking of what next to do. I have coached numbers of people that describe this exact situation, that they believed if after getting their degree, they are going to get this kind of satisfaction. They are going to get this kind of fix in their mind that, yes, eventually I did it. But it's sad to disclose it to you that most of the time it is not usually like that, because the reality you will eventually face is entirely different from your delusional expectation. Secondly, the new job. Now, this one eats differently because money is attached. And of course, why should there be a problem? Because it is something most of us have been expecting, that I should just get a job. I should just get a job. I should just find something that will keep me busy. If I get a job, everything will be over. I will have enough. I would do this, do that. I will save some money, send some money home. I'll take care of my mom. My mom that have suffered for me a lot. I'll take care of my daddy. My dad does, that imbibed discipline in me, that stayed through thick and thin for me, that showed up for me. This is that. Now, the reality sets in again. One random day, you were sleeping, you had done series of interviews, and you were pretty not much not really expecting many results, because most of the time the email you usually got is see, if you see any job email that says unfortunately, just know that it is gone. You are not being given any offer. If any email starts with unfortunately, so most of the email feedbacks you have been gotten mostly starts with unfortunately. So you were not really expecting much. In fact, you were tired. So on a random day, you just woke up to an email that says offer letter. It seems strange because you're like, what should I be expecting here? So you opened your offer letter, you read everything, and you were you were overjoyous because you discovered that, oh, I've been offered an employment with this company. Oh, the interview I did 1 or 2 weeks ago. Wow, you were very happy. Eventually, you started the job, and things are going quite well. Then weeks pass by, and unfortunately, you discover that you still have this same feeling of tiredness. See, at a point, you might even get burnt out because you feel like, what am I doing? This is supposed to be a big goal. This is supposed to be a big thing that changes everything for me. Then you are suddenly feeling tired. You are getting burnt out. You are even getting bored. Ah, you discover that this thing you call the big goal did not eventually fix something you thought it would fix. This is not even BS. Like it's not bullshit. Because if you have been in this shoe, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. I've experienced someone that almost cried to me, a lady, about about a month and 2 weeks into her job, and she told me that, yeah, she got an upgrade at her job, a bigger pay, a better internet connection, a better location, a more serene environment to work, a more conducive one at that, and all that. She's supposed to be happier. Now she told me she does not feel this excitement, this fulfillment that's supposed to come with this upgrade. Now, the problem is not really about the job itself. The sole purpose of this video is that if you don't fix something you're supposed to fix inside of you, if you don't make peace with yourself inside of you, there is something inside of you that you're supposed to fix naturally before all these accomplishments complement it. If you are feeling empty already, if there is a kind of emptiness in your heart caused by, maybe, I don't know, whatever it might have caused it, if you don't get it fixed and all this accomplishment that is supposed to be a big deal eventually comes, it won't change anything. It will repel the internal peace you are unable to achieve yet will repel that external accomplishment, and it will seems like everything is still normal. It will feel like you haven't still achieved anything. Next one is traveling. This might be the biggest might out there because it is the most photogenic one. You have this expectation that if you traveled, some people have been opportune to travel out of the country. I'm not even talking about locally this time. Some have been opportune to travel out of the country, right? Different weather, different people entirely, mixed race, different food. You get a whole lot of different experience entirely. New vibe, new city, right? Then you get to, maybe you were on a vacation, you get there, and one day went by, and you still discover that's that thing you are expecting to feel, you still did not feel it. Like I said before, if you have anxiety problem, if you have something called relentless problem, or if you have something called comparison problem, there are some people that no matter what they achieve, they will still compare themselves with other. There are people that they will be on vacation, and 1 minute they will start scrolling the internet, and they will start admiring other people that are doing better than them, and they will suddenly feel the urge to get to that stage again. Because see, it feels like you still don't understand. Whatever anxiety you have before, whatever anxiety you have about money, you packed it with you to, like, on the plane. You went together, you packed yourself. You didn't leave your anxiety behind from the country you were coming from. Whatever restlessness you have before was packed with you to the airport, and you left with it to whatever city you are going to. Whatever comparison you have before, whatever comparison addiction or obsession you had before was packed with you with your suitcase to the new city you are going. That is exactly what I'm saying. So now, what is the fix? What needs to be done? What needs to be done is that you need to separate external accomplishment from internal work. Do the internal work, separate it. External accomplishments are meant to they are meant to fulfill something, but it is not something internal. It is not meant to fix something internal about you. Whatever you're experiencing internal is separate from whatever milestone you have achieved. And the reason why you are feeling that way, the reason why you are expecting this kind of huge excitement whenever you attain, maybe you graduated, you got a job offer, or you traveled, is because it is what you have been told, or it is what you have heard, that once you do this thing, your life will change forever. You will not have any other problem in this life. All of your life problem have been solved. It is not that way. Each of it has their own purpose. Leave it at that. When you get a job, don't expect a job to fix whatever internal problem you are having. The job is meant to fulfill the purpose. One of the purpose is that it gives you a life that you don't go hungry. You get to pay your bills, if not all, but at least to solve 70% of your bill problem. That's a problem it is fixing. It is fixing a particular problem, but don't expect it to fix your entire life. Separate the problem. Know exactly what you want. Know exactly what you are supposed to pursue, not what people said you should. So, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you subscribe, like, and drop a comment, and await my next video. See you.